Hello, Truth Warrior. How you doing? Good to see you, girl. Second, all my stuff is loading up. So, how are you doing tonight? And of course, as usual, I was getting ready to hit the live. And my little guy popped up and said, guess what? The typical, I need water, I need this, I need that, all that fun stuff. Um, yeah, I was planning on doing kind of a quickie tonight, but we do have a couple of things to talk about. Yeah, he's lucky he's cute, I'm telling you. Those little blue eyes get him out of a lot of trouble. So welcome in, everybody, and come in. Please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't, if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know when we go live and be part of our conversation. So I am running on coffee right now and all of that fun stuff. So let me get myself set up. Oops. There we go. Okay, I think I've got everything. Hi, Susiana. I hope you're having a great Friday night too, my dear. Thank you for listening and watching. First thing I do want to say, and I'm not gonna insert myself in it, but I do want to say, hey Matthew, how you doing? I do want to put just because I know too, I have kind of a mixed crowd in here. I've got a little bit of everybody from everywhere in here. Some of our friends on here lost a really sweet person in their community today. Her name was Nash Native, and she, I didn't know her very well, but if ever I came in a chat and said hello or anything, she was there. She always said hello. And some of you will remember, about a little over a year ago, Molly had gone down to Tennessee to, kind of give Betty the business. And when she did, she got in kind of a predicament where she was a little nervous. We were a little nervous. She was by herself. And this gal that didn't even know her came right from a nail appointment, zipped over to the courthouse and made sure that she had someone there to walk with her, get her purse, all that kind of stuff. So she was one of the good ones, and she has a family right now that's really hurting. A family, her regular family, and her YouTube family that she had, her community. So I just want to send a little prayer out for them. And yeah, it's not life's not fair. She had little kids, and it's just not fair. Yeah, thank you, Truth. Me too. So I wanted to just get that out of the way. Also, all this stuff was happening. I planned on, like I said, just having a kind of a quick late night tonight because I knew it was going to be later because, both my boys are home, yada, yada. And I still want to go over what I was going to go over, but I wanted to talk for a few about, I literally sat down, we ate dinner. I sat down, I nodded off on my chair in the living room for about maybe an hour and woke up, and my phone is blowing up because Plunder has finally she had sent the FOIA request in and had applied for the body cam images from December 25th, 2025, regarding the incident between JLR and Magnolia. And so I'm going to put the link of that in the description in here. But I also posted it on my community tab. It's very heavily redacted. That's not her fault. She didn't do that. It's a DV case, so they're going to protect the victim, everything. We don't get to hear anything that Magnolia is saying, but you get to hear the officers talk. You get to see really just kind of the mood of the whole day that she reported this. And my own opinion, there was nothing nonchalant or lackadaisical about this. You hear the officer explaining to her she didn't want medical attention, not because she wasn't hurt. Okay. But I think we need to go back to, again, that feeling of humiliation and embarrassment. And you go to the hospital and you're a spectacle for everyone. And at least that's how you feel. And you hear the officer talking to her saying, something like this, if you wait and it heals a little bit, when you do have to go in and have surgery, it's a much more, basically what he says is an in-depth surgery where they have to go in and do a lot more work versus just having, to go in and have it fixed and everything. And and I did notice there was something, and like I said, I'm not gonna pick this apart because I want you guys to listen to it and get your own opinion about it. But I did notice at one point, kind of towards the end, when they were talking to her, like I said, they redacted everything that she said, but I did hear her. And I heard her sobbing. I heard someone who was upset. This wasn't just a let's go get him kind of a thing. It didn't sound like that to me. And I still, in my heart of hearts, believe that he kind of forced her hand in this because, and I want to be real careful how I say things because I don't want to be misconstrued at all. But and here, let me do this so you can see me saying this. I think I got it right. Yeah, there. Excuse me. I'm still getting over that guck. My shoulder's still killing me, so forgive me for anything I don't do perfectly tonight. But I still believe that if he had come back that next morning, or if he had never left that night, I don't think that this ever would have been reported. Oh, thank you. Temu. I got 4 of these for like $3. So, and it's just one big like elastic. It's made out of t-shirt material. And then I even have my fake hair in because I can't do my hair. I can't lift up my blow dryer. So it's either or we get Temu hair. This was $3 too. It was a big $3 page. So I loved it. But I think that, and it's sad because we're seeing this as a common theme a lot with a lot of these cases that I'm covering right now. We've got Lynette Hooker, who is missing in the Bahamas because it went too far one night. We've got Starla Goings out of the UP. This is something else that I find being, and I don't know about this with the Magnolia situation, but I know with Starla, one of the things that she was worried about leaving was her things. She didn't trust her things. She knew that she had to get away. but she was scared. And I know that sounds so trivial, but sometimes that's all you've got are your things, some of your special things. And we don't know what things, I mean, maybe she was talking about, a vacuum, but maybe she was talking about special pictures. And we find her, little things from her kids growing up, from her growing up, from whatever, family heirlooms, things like that. And what we've seen in that case is that he literally, days after she went missing, was throwing her things out to the curb, and seen at the dump throwing her things out. And just, it's, again, another situation where there was I have to be careful how I word things too because of YouTube, but absolute beyond mistreatment and DV, alleged DV. And now we have 2 women missing. And thank goodness this happened where he left and she called and she got help. And another thing that I noticed, which I didn't realize, I thought that she knew that she had his work phone when the police came there. And no, the police keep saying that she was, like, you keep hearing them say, so he left you with no vehicle, the only vehicle that the 2 of you have, and he left you with no phone. Like, that said numerous times that she had absolutely no phone. So I don't know that at that time that she knew that he had left that phone yet. We don't know if he knew yet that he left it. It sounds like he kind of in a scramble packed his stuff, grabbed everything, thought that he was grabbing his phone, and instead grabbed hers. Maybe he thought he grabbed all of the phones so she didn't have communication. And in fact, I'm going to do this right now before I forget. But it's about an hour long. There are some, she includes the pictures that she showed earlier that have the they have the aftermath pictures of the BLOOD in the hotel room and things like that. So like I said, these officers didn't take, hi driver, oh, which one? There's Starla Goings is the one that's out of Munising, Michigan. She's out of the UP. She was the one that went to the fair with her soon-to-be ex-husband. Okay, it's kind of similar to the Hooker story. Came home that night. They know that she was home because her Apple Watch connected, or was a diabetic device connected to something in the house. And then, according to him, at or around midnight, she takes off. And it's not until, no, this is Friday night. It's not till Sunday, I believe it was, her daughter who lived in Florida called in a welfare check because they hadn't heard from her, and that was unlike her. And called in this welfare check. And when the sheriff's department went out to talk to the husband, all he said was, yeah, we got in a fight. She left, blah, blah, blah. It was either later that day or the next day they found her car in like a rideshare parking lot that was not too far from their home. And that's it. There's nothing. I've got it on my community wall. They're doing, not this weekend, but I believe next weekend, they're going to be getting together a search and recovery team. They're going to have sheriff's canines out there, sheriff's drones, and then they're looking for volunteers to just go out and walk. And yes, I saw that. I just saw that. That's like, I am so thrown off, like, because right before I was getting ready to go live, Truth texted me and she's like, oh my gosh, you got to watch this. And so I hurried up and I tried to watch Ashleigh at like 2 times speed, but I didn't get through all of it. So I still need to watch that tonight after I get off of here. But yeah. And that's, oh my gosh, I'm like hoping that, I don't know. This is this is scary because now that boat's gone. And she had some very valid points about, yeah, he's not going to want to fly into the Bahamas. What if I mean, we wouldn't know. There's no way for us to get FOIA from the Bahamas. At least I don't know that we can. So who knows if there's some warrant out there, if they found more, if whatever. Even the Coast Guard's not going to tell us anything because they're in on the investigation too. And, and Truth, you asked me about my shoulder. No, it is not better. And I'm over it's starting to really make me grumpy. Let me tell you, it's giving me headaches. It's making me grumpy. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And we were just talking about this was it not last night, but the night before, Wednesday night. We were just talking about it. And I said on live, we were talking about the boat still being out there. And I said, my gosh, I'm so surprised that they haven't seized it because there could be so much useful information on there. Just between the electronics and but nope. This is what's hard when you're dealing with another country. You think about Natalie Holloway and how that investigation went, and years and years and years of all of this back and forth with, a police department that doesn't necessarily do the same thing that, that we do. That's what I'm hoping, Janet. That is what I am hoping, is that when it reaches U.S. waters, and that's what I'm wondering if he is worried about, is when they go through that pass, they're going to have to go through like customs. They're going to have to go through. And if he was on that boat, there could be something, there could be, a red flag for him. So you hire a crew to go do the crossing. And yeah, I know it happens a lot. She said, this happens a lot. And that's one of the things, I am like a below deck addict. And that's one of the things that these people do. Those boats are owned by millionaires and they rent, and sometimes entertainment companies, things like that. But they don't dock in like the Med or Tahiti or anything like that. That's not, they go back to either the United States or wherever their home country is, and they hire a team to do the crossing and to take that boat back. And yes, that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm wondering, Janet, 'cause I have spurs on my cervical vertebrae, and that's how they found out it was an X-ray, because this happened last year, and it actually, my entire hand went numb. I'm getting like just kind of the, the pins and needles in my fingers, but I still got, but what they ended up giving me steroids, and which just made me grumpy. I couldn't sleep, and I gained like 10 pounds. So I did see that one, the one person that filmed them going back across, that filmed the boat. Yeah, it's got to be something pinched, or if you have, like what they told me with my neck is you'll get these little spurs, and it kind of plays like guitar with your nerves, and it will sit there, and if your inflammation factor is up, then it gets even worse. Everything, all your tissue is all inflamed and swollen, and so it's just, I've got my ice packs, I've got my my Tylenol. I think I'm going to take some Tylenol PM tonight just to knock myself out. That's just it. It's so great that that these people, because I was watching too that sailing cameo. That was that couple that was friends with Brian and Lynette, and he's the first one. He's the one that he called and gave the 45-minute call to. And he said, now Now he's going to be taking a break because his son is graduating. And so he's going back to the U.S. and well, he's not in I can't remember where he said he was, but he's going back to wherever he lives to help watch his son's graduation, yada, yada, yada. But one of the things that he did say is he's like, I'm not here to take sides. I'm just here to show whatever I can, whatever I know, my knowledge. And I appreciate that. I believe him. Yeah. And he's done so much as far as really trying to show us all, as far as weather patterns, things like that, trying to show us all, get a better perspective of what they're talking about when they're talking about like these waves and floating. And he did a video the other day of drifting, and he did it with so I'm adding Plunders adding her link into the description. There we go. Yeah, and now is he following them, or is he because I did see that she said she had cameras put up, probably somebody in the area that she's befriended to watch that boat. I mean, that's it just amazes me that he actually thought that there was any part of him that thought that he would get away with this. Excuse me if I'm looking down. I have these battery operated candles that I'm trying to switch the batteries in because I'm dumb and I left them on. Yep, I saw the dry bag one. And I saw part of the drifting one. And oh, I think so too. I think he's smug. I think he thinks he's smarter than everybody else. But I don't think he is. That's the kind of attitude that gets you in trouble. That waving your fanny in everyone's face. And that's exactly what he's doing, in my opinion. Jeez. What's with this light? Good grief. Whew. This light, I don't know what's going on with it. Every once in a while, it just decides to give me an impromptu x-ray. But yeah, this guy's just, ouch. He's just beyond. That could be, or I thought, maybe like a big gut out, a big remodel. This is part of the reason why my shoulder probably hurts too, is because I don't ever give it a break. I was wondering that too. Is he going to sell it? Is he going to hide it? Is it going to get mysteriously stolen? Because that's an option too, right? Imagine that. It gets stolen. That's what happens in, I used to live in Flint. People get their cars stolen and they'd find them somewhere torched, Good night, Janet. Thanks for coming in, hon. Ooh. There's just, he's not trustworthy at all. And I just can't believe that he actually thought that anyone, I mean, that just shows he thinks he's smart, but he's obviously an idiot, because Like, my little guy could come up with a better fib than that, you know? I mean, all of the but that's usually how they get gotten. They're not smart. Okay, sorry. The battery's apparently leaked. That's what happens when you buy dollar store candles. But what I wanted to do, because I had only seen short clips of this, and what I did find, and I'll put this link in the description also, because I think it's leaked. I watched parts of it, but I want to watch all of it. It's the full interview that Ashleigh did. Ugh, that's nice, battery acid. It's the full interview that Ashleigh did with her mother, with Lynette's mother. And she speaks about, you know, her daughter almost getting away. And I know a lot of people might think that this is monotonous, whatever, but one of the reasons why I want to cover this is because you never know who's watching. And there's a lot of stuff. Hi, Canvas. Good to see you, girl. We saved your seat. There's a lot of people in here that watch and don't talk. And I'm hoping that by covering what's going on with these women, that if someone is going through this, that they're somehow going to gain some kind of strength from this, from listening to the stories of other women, and that they reach out and get help. Hi, Mom Queen. Good to see you. That's all I need. Burn my face off with dollar store batteries. There we go. Well, and that's what I hope. I mean, okay. Okay, use my other arm. There we go. Okay. Now hang on one sec. I have to clean my hands off because I just tried to melt myself. So. Okay, I'm back. I stubbed my toe on the way back, but I'm good. It's just been one of those days, you guys. But, yeah, I did want to go over this because I think she has some really, a lot of the things that she says, and like I said, I haven't gotten to watch the entire thing, but I watched more than what was just in the short. And you know, I don't think that this rings true just in this case, in the Lynette Hooker case. I think it rings true in the Starla Goings case. I think it rings true in the Magnolia case. All of this being so close to getting away. And 2 out of the 3 women that I'm speaking about weren't that lucky. And you know what else? Is that all of these women were in their 50s and 60s. And that's something I think that is hard for people to understand. These are women that are old enough to supposedly have their stuff together, right? By then we should all have it together, but it's not necessarily how it works. And just a second, I'm trying to throw these batteries out so I don't have some hazmat situation over here. I'm kidding. Please don't call anyone. But yeah, so I'm going to go over that. I got that loaded up and we can discuss it as usual, as we normally do. We can discuss it as we go. Okay. Get myself in the right spot. Okay.
Who are victims of domestic violence. Here now is my conversation with Darlene Hamlet. Well, let's just sort of start from the beginning. Oh, I mean, what was it like when you got that phone call from Brian 24 hours after Lynette went missing?
Now again, this is Lynette Hooker's mother back in Michigan.
With the lifestyle that my daughter and her husband lived, I had been preparing for that phone call for a long time. So it was short. I have news to tell you. Lynette's missing. Pretty much all that was said. And so later on in the day, I had to call him back. I said, I need more details. I said, this is not enough. And so he went through his day with me. And yeah.
And that's pretty much what he did with Carly, too. He just kind of said, I'm sorry your mom's missing in a text. And then called Blaine and talked to him for 45 minutes, setting the stage, I believe.
I broke down. So, I mean, what else would I do,
It's distressing to hear you say that with the lifestyle, it wasn't an unexpected call. Talk to me more about that.
There was a lot of good times and bad times in my daughter's relationship with her husband. A lot of highs and a lot of lows. When it was fun, it was really fun. And when there were bad times, there were bad times. And the fact that she had left him on numerous occasions before and continued to go back even after she had been hurt.
Now, see, that was something else that I did not realize, is that it was multiple occasions that she had left. And it just makes it even sadder. But it also shows that mindset, right?
It was something that was very difficult for me to understand. And I did a lot of crying, and I had to prepare myself for what I thought was someday going to happen, unless she finally decided she had had enough. I think they loved each other, but they were not good for each other. That's the best way I can say it. They partied hard. They lived a hard life. They lived a full life.
What was your impression of Brian when he was drinking?
I think he loved himself much more than he loved anyone else.
When Brian drank, Brian could be mean, hateful, say unpleasant things. That pretty much describes him. He also got physical. This is not the first time there's been where I thought I was lucky to have Lynette in the past. This time, it's just like it just progressively got worse. And so this is where we're at now. That's why I'm on here. I kind of want to honor my daughter and tell her story, and also support my granddaughter, who's lived with Lynette and Brian. That was her mother and stepfather, and experienced a lot of things firsthand that I never did.
And that's the thing, too. Just know, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but anyone that is going through this, there is only one ending to this. He will not stop. Or she, it will not stop. It will only progressively get worse. And you do have to get to a point where things are just things. Your safety and your well-being, both physically and mentally, are more important. And you're worth that no matter what someone's told you.
Always got phone calls when she was at her wit's end and couldn't take any more. So
You mentioned to me before that Lynette left Brian multiple times.
oh yes. She left him. It seemed like it ran in about a year and a half, 2 year cycle. And she'd come home and she'd be like 3 weeks, and then she'd go back. And then this last time that she went, when he had choked her and when she has the bruises on her back and took the picture to remind herself, she was here at my house in Florida, and she was looking for a job. She was going to stay in this house while we were up in Michigan and start over. She didn't want to. She was 50 years old and she didn't want to start over.
Right there. That's another thing. Why I think it happens so often too with women that are older and whatnot, is that thought of starting over. I mean, when you're that age, it's not an old ladies market, for people to be looking for these high paying jobs. It's expensive to live. It's expensive. And can you do it? Absolutely. But it's something that scares people. It scares people when they think about going to one income, having to support themselves solely, to move. She's going to move to Florida, a whole new job.
Was embarrassed because her marriage was failing, and she went back. There was violence in this relationship that I can go back, oh goodness, many years. 2015, there was the police report that people are talking about online, and that was domestic violence because of kids. And my daughter's daughter Carly and Brian's son were in a locked bedroom, and they wouldn't unlock the door. Don't know why. I still don't know why they wouldn't unlock the door. But Brian and Lynette got in a fight in 2015, and he choked her and he hit her, and she had a black eye. Didn't show up that day, of course. Boom, he hit her. And then they had the police come, and because Brian had blood on his nose and there was no evidence of any kind of struggle on Lynette's side, she went to jail. The whole case, it was done, but the damage was there. That was one of the first times that I knew that he could be mean to her.
There was a choking incident as well.
Well, I've wondered that too. It really, because think about it, like without that, if there just wasn't that, I've been watching some of these sailing videos and stuff. Now, I don't know that I could handle being on a boat where there's no land for days. Like I don't, or just the knowing that there's no land for days, but it really is a beautiful, what do I want to say? Like it's a beautiful, calm, kind of boundary-free life. But their relationship was not something that could be manageable in any situation, especially not, I think, something like that where you can't get away.
Brian was charged in a case where police said he choked his own, I think, 12-year-old daughter. Carly said she witnessed it. She had to go to court. And ultimately, the jury just acquitted him. But it just sounds like such a volatile relationship.
He did. He did do that. My daughter was the one that tried to pull them apart. And Carly did have to go to court. And so those are the kind of things that Carly saw. She saw him yelling at her and so much stuff that Carly saw in their relationship. So that's why I wanted to support Carly, to make sure that people didn't think that she was just a stepdaughter, that maybe she didn't like her stepdad, and I wanted to support her when she says it was.
Is it Kylie? We've been saying the wrong name. I swear Ashley said Carly. I just noticed that.
A volatile relationship. It could be a volatile relationship. Now, when you look on the sailing hookers, you would think that they were living their best life. Everybody smiles and everything is perfect. But the one thing that I made my daughter do is I said, I want you to document everywhere you go and everything you do, so I know where you are.
Are you trying to say that people from Michigan have an accent? Truth? I'm just kidding. That's what I was thinking. Probably, her little bit, that Midwest twang with some Florida twang, and then you add, and I also sped her up, so. I don't have an accent. you do.
Because I needed that. And she made sure that she did that when you go on the sailing hookers and you see Brian, they wanted to have a boat. She kind of wanted to have a boat in Michigan and a boat in Florida, or maybe some property in Michigan and one in Florida. But he wanted a boat in Florida and for the warm weather.
This is the thing, though. And I don't know if this has been proven either, but I know a lot of us have seen it. Them talking about her having like a 401k that was worth like $600,000. I mean, so it's not like, and in Michigan, like, there is no spousal support. There is no, so if they got divorced here and she left, that would be hers. That's what I'm wondering. If he had access to it.
They ended up selling everything in 2020, house and the whole content.
You mentioned that she took photos. Lynette took photos of herself to remind herself. What was she trying to remind herself of?
Not to go back.
She wanted some evidence that she would look at and convince herself not to go back to Brian.
Yep.
And yet she went back.
And yet she went back. She was looking for a job. She had this house to live in, and she chose to go back. And I had to get help with that one because I just don't understand why you want to go back to be mistreated when you know it's going to happen again. And it's just a cycle. When they were happy together and when they weren't drinking, it was a good. All marriages have good points and bad points. When there was no drinking, they were fine. But the drinking was their downfall. He would get mean.
Harley said that too.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned to me that you consulted battered women's shelters for advice on how to handle Lynette. Tell me about that.
Well, that was because I just can't understand. I could not understand. It just makes no earthly sense. And they said, support your daughter no matter what. Don't criticize and condemn the situation too much, because if he is controlling, you won't see your daughter at all. Support your daughter, be there every time she needs you. And maybe one time she'll be strong enough where she won't go back. Crazy to me, but that's what I was told by several people.
That's it. Because a lot of times what happens is the people that are trying to save them become the enemies. And you lose them. And both sides of the coin are hard, whether it's you that's being mistreated or you're a family or a friend watching it. And sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to just sit and watch it and be there when it falls apart.
And Darlene, I think you told me that Lynette bought a ticket home just recently.
A month ago, she called me and she was crying. And she said, Mom, I can't take anymore. I just can't take anymore. He's so abusive to me. He yells at me and tells me that I'm a terrible wife and no good for anybody. And that, and she says, I don't know what to do. And I said, did you ask him to stop drinking? I said, is he drinking again? And she said, oh, yes, he's drinking. And I said, will he stop? And she said, he told her he had no interest in quitting drinking at all. And I said, well, then you know what you've got to do. You get over to Marsh Harbor, you get on a plane, and I don't care what airport you're at, I'll pick you up. And she says, I want my stuff. I said, I don't care about your stuff, Lynette. Just
see. That was exactly what Starla Going said. My things. My things. Well, they were drinking that day. They were known to be drinking at the Abaco Inn and at Tahiti Beach. Because that was that barge bar that pulled up. So I know she had told people that they had quit drinking in March, but it sounds like it was just March and they started back up again. Because the Coronas and the other beers that were on the boat, I believe those were just regular. If I remember I can't remember which interview it was with her daughter when she was talking about it. But I did notice there was more missing out of that Corona box than just 4.
Get on a plane. I know my daughter was embarrassed. She didn't want to have a divorce. She tried everything she knew how to do to make the relationship work. So the next day, because they were always together in a small space in a boat, conversations sometimes had to be short. And so she told me they were working on things. And then I found out that she had bought a ticket to come home to Miami.
On the dinghy, yeah. I wondered about that when you'd said that the other night. I was wondering if that was kind of a like get you through kind of thing until you get to the next bar, just so you still got the taste, but you're not. I don't know what the maritime laws are in Bahamas as far as operating a water vehicle and drinking. Here it's an absolute no. It says the same penalties, if not even a little bit stricter than cars. So I wonder about that too. So maybe that was just to kind of almost trick themselves into, or him at least, because it sounds like he was much more needier of it. But
and a one ticket to come home, but she didn't get on the plane. I don't know exactly why, but she didn't get on the plane.
Do you know the date that she was supposed to fly?
The 11th.
March 11th.
Mm-hmm.
And she had come home multiple times to you before, I think.
And remember, the very next day was the day that she sent Rachel, her friend, the text saying, "Brian, look at Brian cooked dinner." And, it was, Rachel didn't respond back to her because she just was so like, "Are you kidding me right now? We just had this conversation," and I mean, it's frustrating. She just told her that she had had a plane ticket. And the next night he's cooking her dinner. Love bomb, love bomb, love bomb. Everything's fine.
You mentioned to me when we spoke earlier that she'd come back to you beaten up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. The back was bruised the time before that. Her ribs and her side were bruised. She's always, he has a pattern of choking, like he choked his daughter, like he choked Lynette in 2015 and a couple other times after that. And I only know, let's say, when it got to be the worst. I don't know if there was any more going on. I don't know. And I want people that are out there, like my daughter, to take the story and understand that maybe this person, though you love them, they may not be the best choice for you. Maybe it's just not meant to be. And it's take a good look at your relationship and get out of it while you can, if you can. So go ahead.
When she would visit you, when she would come back from Brian,
yeah,
would she intend to stay with you, and then ultimately she would say goodbye to you?
Yep.
What would that be like?
And she's like I said this last time, she was looking for a job. She said, I can't anymore. This was about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And ultimately he wasn't drinking and things were, nice on the phone. So, well, I'll give him one more try. And I says, how many chances do you want to give him? Tell you.
What was going through your mind every time she got back on that plane to go back to the boat?
It could potentially be the last time I ever see my daughter alive.
Did you ever tell her that?
I don't think so. My husband said he told her. You have to watch.
That's heartbreaking that she knew that this could be it. And this is it. He's so sweet. He's so kind. They always are kind and make it better. All right, no problem, girl.
Such a tight line. You don't want to alienate him too much. You'll never see your daughter again. So it's just, I tried to support my husband or my daughter when she was with him. We laughed on occasion. We had good times. We played cards, but he has two sides to his personality, and he can be very pleasurable, pleasant, and he can be very vicious. So
I think you described for me something that Lynette told you one of the times she came home when she said she'd been hurt. She said that her neck had cracked. Can you describe what it was she told you and what she said Brian had said to her in that incident?
Oh dear. They were on a boat.
And this was, I believe, when she said she got hurt and she couldn't move very well for like almost weeks afterwards.
And they're both drinking. I'm not saying it was one-sided drinking. They were both drinking, and they got in a fight. And he threw her down on this bench, a wooden bench, kind of like in a camper. The boat has a little bench where you sit around the table in the gully. And she landed on that, and it was a wooden bench. And he was on top of her, and he was choking her, and she felt something cracked in her neck. And she was so stiff-necked for a long time. And I don't know how or why, but she stayed on that boat that night. And the next morning, they packed all of her stuff, both of them. He helped her carry all of her stuff to the dock. And she came home to me for a while. But one of the conversations that they had while they were on the boat the next morning is he told her that he wished he had finished the job and thrown her overboard. So
Did she not take it seriously? Did she think it was just hyperbole? Like he was just going,
And
he was
there,
just,
right there, he said it. I kind of wonder, after watching some, I'm going to rewatch Ashleigh's, the newest one that she put out tonight, but some of the things that she was talking about, the ground conditions and things like that, I wonder if this was premeditated.
all talk.
how could you think somebody was all talk when you're being choked? You know, I guess she just kept hoping. She didn't want to be in a divorce, and another divorce, because she was married a couple times before, and so was he. And so she just kept going back hoping. She loved him, but she didn't love that side of him, and it just was always there.
Darlene, what do you think happened?
But the sad thing is, what she didn't realize is that was him. And I don't know. Alcohol or not. Alcohol or not, he still did these horrible things to someone he supposedly loved. And I think that the whole narcissistic personality, that's who he was. Not the nice guy.
That night, Saturday night, when she disappeared.
Brian called me. Called us to tell us that Lynette was missing 24 hours after she was missing. And I said, I need more details. And he said, we drank all day, and we were on land all day, and we had been drinking. And he said, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. I didn't have a radio. He said an oar broke. And he just kept going on and on. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. It's all my fault. And I said,
didn't have a radio, no phone, broken oar.
But why not go after Lynette? Why go the opposite direction? He says, I didn't know where she went. But my thought was, she fell off of a dinghy that wasn't running, and she didn't swim back to the boat for some.
If she fell off the dinghy, how do you not know which way she's going? Because you're going to be flowing the same way she is, right? Current's current.
Reason. It's an unsinkable dinghy. Why wouldn't she swim back? My daughter was an excellent athlete and swimmer. So it is,
See,
I mean,
we talked about that.
it makes no sense. But he said anything that went wrong could go wrong, and that he had to paddle for 8 hours to get across and get to where somebody could help.
I mean, not only is Lynette a good swimmer, he's a Marine.
Sure, well, he was an excellent swimmer too. That's why we couldn't understand why he didn't jump out in after her, or why not row toward the way he saw her go.
Exactly. Because it didn't happen.
So yeah, I mean, he was a scuba diver too. He'd go under and clean the bottom of the boat, and they snorkeled, and my daughter was raised on a lake and around boats and her whole life. So
I think you also mentioned to me she was extremely safe when she was boating. Used to wear a helmet on.
And this is the thing, again, if you're not familiar with Michigan lakes, Lake Michigan can be a treacherous lake to be out on. Lake Michigan and Lake Superior have their own weather conditions. Okay, they can have huge storms, huge waves. We have so many, which that's something we can go over one of these days too, is some of the shipwreck stories from Lake Michigan, which is the lake that she grew up on. And most likely all the rest of the lakes. Chances are she was up to at least Superior, Lake Huron, things like that. It's a given. If you live in this state, you've pretty much been to all of them.
On the keel boat in case the boom would come across.
Except for maybe Erie and Ontario, but still.
And I'm a sailor. I've never even been that safe.
Well, in particular, no, more that she did that when the winds were bad. She didn't have a house. So when the winds were bad and they were down below and they would get shuffled around, she'd have padding and the helmet on. And it was, we always thought it was kind of funny when she did that. Yeah. And so I always told her, make sure you got your helmet on, so that she could protect herself. So yeah, when she was going out working on the side of the boat, she had life jackets and she had belts around her and straps on the boat. And she was always very cautious. My daughter was very conscientious of the weather. I mean, all Mr. Weatherman and all the weather stations. I mean, they were always on her phone. She was always watching the weather, and Brian too. I mean, if there was any hint of being bad weather, they were very careful about when they went out and what they did.
So again, just a series of unfortunate events that night. He doesn't know about the tides. He doesn't know about this weather just popped up out of nowhere. Just, oh, come on. When we saw the other night, Wednesday night, we went over the boat tour. That boat was rocking with technology. There's no excuse.
So I've been told that this little cove area that they're in doesn't have a strong current. It's a protected area. So I've heard so many different things. It gets so confusing.
Well, I mean, the whole idea of safe harbor, where mooring balls are set for sailors to come and hook up to find safe harbor, is that typically there are no rip tides, there are no strong currents. So I'm just having a really tough time understanding how somebody leaves the bar or the restaurant to go out to the yacht, and in between, A and B, there's this, catastrophic weather that bounces her out of an 8-foot dinghy that can only go about 2 knots. I mean, it's not the kind of
that literally no one else reported. So was this a little cloud that just followed them around? I mean, no one else reported those conditions either.
boat that's banging along waves. It barely can go more than a couple miles an hour.
I know.
So let's talk a little bit about this key, because this has been a big point of contention. He says she went overboard with the...
Another thing that I thought of is why would you wouldn't use, if where you were at conditions could get rougher, then you could have just used the other motor, the 8 horsepower motor, the trolling motor that was on the back of the boat, because that would give you more power to get through all of that. You wouldn't use some little electric 2 to 3 horsepower motor unless you were on very trusted, calm seas. Water, not even seas. It's you see the sandbar, you literally could stand up.
The key, rendering the engine useless. But, for a lot of people who boat, these are outboards. They don't have keys. Maybe they have a kill switch. And then I think your granddaughter Carly said it was kind of like an electric key that had a cord on it, but not a cable would attach to your wrist, meaning it's not a kill switch that if you went overboard, you take it with you, correct?
I can't remember. I've been on the dinghy. I do know it was electric. But that was my thought. It was kind of like a jet ski. When you fall over, the jet ski stops. And I'm thinking that's what happened with the motor on the dinghy. She fell over. She had the key, and the boat stopped. But it's an unsinkable dinghy. Why didn't she swim back to it?
Also, why would she grab the little cord that hangs down from that electric key? Why would she grab that on her?
Why wouldn't she stand up in the shallow water? Because she probably couldn't. Because it didn't happen.
Way out, and Carly mentioned she never drove, and she would have to be in the driver's position to be able to grab that cord and bounce out. Like if you're bouncing out because of the waves, you're not grabbing at the key. There's someone in the boat that's going to have to come and rescue you.
I have no answer for you. That's why I wanted a full investigation. That's why the story just doesn't make sense. The weather report doesn't even reflect bad weather. I just don't understand.
What did the weather look like that particular night?
They were expecting some rain, but no gusting winds and waves. So I don't know.
Well, and again, I'm just going to say for anybody who's not a boater out there, I've been in lots of these little dinghies, and they are bouncy in waves, but you have to be going at a certain speed in order to hit a wave to bounce out. And that little dinghy, I've seen the engine, I've seen it driving, I've seen it on their Instagram. It can't go that fast in order to bounce you out of, some big wave. It just doesn't make any sense. And
I think it was Blaine that said like 3 miles an hour.
wondering if they're putting all of that together with the Royal Bahamian Police Force. Hopefully they've got enough mariners who will understand where his story does or doesn't add up.
They've been very good so far. They've been very good about talking with us. And I've talked to the police chief the day it happened. He was called on an email. He got in touch with me. And so, they're doing their job for sure. And working with the Coast Guard, there's been a thorough search. It's odd that they found her watch. They found,
where?
I don't know where. I do know that they found her watch.
Oh, and see, I had not heard that. See, I never watched this whole interview, so I didn't know that came out. That's where that came out.
She wore iPhone watch, a watch. I watched
an Apple Watch.
Apple Watch.
Was she wearing it the night she disappeared, and they have found it?
Yeah.
And they didn't say if they found it inside the dinghy or on board Soulmate, or did they find it on a dock, or they didn't say
it on the beach somewhere? But I can't swear to that. It wasn't in the dinghy that I heard of the first time. I would have known before that. They just found her watch. Yep.
Let me just go back a bit. Did you say they?
But we've heard from Ashleigh though since then that they found it on the Soulmate, the pink watch. It was seized by the Bohemian Police, or I believe it was Bohemian Police. If not, the Coast Guard.
Found her watch on the beach.
I am not sure where. I said
Okay.
my thought was that that's where it was. So
Well, that would be very telling. That would be certainly a very big clue and a piece of evidence as well. And then they
got a plastic strap around them. The Apple Watches are pretty sturdy. I don't understand why. You gotcha. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. So is it, or did she just hear wrong? Because now, like, that was after, when Ashleigh came out and said that it was seized on the boat, was after this interview. This interview is from like April 11th. So, but see, we haven't heard that it was on the beach since then. And when Ashleigh said, she's got her sources that they found it on the boat, and Carly said that too in her interview with Ashleigh, that they found that. Now, later on, Ashleigh said that they also found the green watch on the boat. Oh yeah, no matter what, no matter where that watch is found, because it's not going to come off your wrist.
never comes off. I mean, somebody would have to really be wrenching on me to get that thing off. I've been wearing it for years. It's never come off. Yeah. The other thing I learned from Brian's attorney, who he's hired in the Bahamas, is that she says he was being taken by the police to Soulmate, to the 46-foot yacht. It's 46 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And on the way there, the weather was terrible, and he fell out of the police boat, and he was handcuffed, and they had to rescue him. Did you get all of that information? Did the police share that with you?
No, my story was a little bit different that I heard, but I read it online. So perhaps the person that did the article did it wrong. I heard that he was on his boat.
And I wonder about that too. Truth had brought up a good point early on, is that was he trying to get rid of something? Like, I wonder, how did they search him? I'm wondering about the key. Like, oh shoot, I got that key on me.
Was already on Soulmate, and that he had spare clothes that he was taking with him, and they handcuffed him, and that's when he fell in and he had to be rescued, and that he hurt his knee. So,
yes, hurt his knee, had abrasions. They were going to take him to the hospital. I'll be interested to find out the discrepancy, because I've heard.
And it sounds like he was handcuffed when he went to go leave the boat, not when he got on the boat. So if he'd grabbed something, and it said what he got on, about the same time he got on, switched on Starlink, and then grabbed something. Yeah, or both. It could have been both.
Now, both of these ways, that he was on a police boat and bad weather, he could not get he couldn't get a grip or hold his position in the moving boat because of his handcuffs, and ended up going out, and the police rescued him. I did not hear though that he was on board Soulmate, but I did hear that's where they were headed. They wanted to go out to Soulmate to search with him. So do we know if that search even happened? Were they successful in getting to Soulmate to search?
The Bahamian police?
Yeah, the police.
Yeah, they've searched the boat, yes. And they had the dinghy for, I think, an additional day. So they looked at the dinghy. So yeah, they've been at the boat.
Go ahead.
No, that's it. Go ahead.
Do you know if they have seized the yacht, Soulmate, and put it into evidence at all, or is it still sitting there on the mooring ball?
I do believe it's still in the mooring ball. Yep.
And that just really bugs me. The fact that they didn't seize the boat.
The other question I wanted to touch on with you
Because now we know it's gone.
is finances, because in so many of these cases, a lot of times, you have to follow the money. And you mentioned to me that the money was all with Lynette.
Yes, it was.
Talk to me about that.
Oh, here we go.
When they first got together, Brian was married previously twice. So was my daughter. And he had 3 children, 2 with one lady and 1 with another. And he was paying very, very, very high child support. And so with the bills for the kids and the child support, Lynette kind of picked up all the odd and end expenses and the utilities and the house note and everything. And his pretty much went to his child care for his children.
Oh, definitely truth. Now, I think the more that's coming out.
Children from the other marriages. And then after they got older, and they both worked at AT&T, so we're not talking, they had a nice income. He got.
And something else to remember, and she might say this, but he worked for AT&T and he was fired for messing with the GPS tracker in his van so that they could not track him throughout his workday.
Fired. He was fired a couple of times from AT&T. There were the lawyer fees. Not only, let's go back, there were even lawyer fees that Lynette had to pay for when he choked his daughter. There were lawyer fees for that she had to pay when he was trying to get his job back. That was all expensive. And
So let me stop there for a minute. Lynette paid his lawyer's fees when he fought the charges of choking his 12-year-old daughter and was acquitted by the jury. She paid for those lawyer fees?
Money winner. I mean, at that time, Jesse was 12 or 13 years old, and so he was paying child support on 3 kids, an astronomical amount of child support. So yeah.
She paid his legal bills for that criminal trial.
Yes.
That she had to witness. It happened in front of all of the kids, apparently.
And what about their current situation? As I understand it, they were retired and sort of living their dream and living on the boat and sailing. Who was paying for all that?
It was, well, they did sell their house. They had a house in the Grand Rapids area, Kentwood, and it was a lovely home. And they sold that, and they took that money. And then I don't know exactly what my daughter got as a pension or retirement from AT&T. But when he got fired, he didn't get any of that at all. And neither one of them were old enough to get Social Security or anything. So they put all kinds of things on the boat, extra solar panels and the reverse osmosis water and everything that you could imagine so that they could be, he wanted to be off the grid. He didn't want anybody to tell him what to do. And he didn't want anybody to really know where he was in particular. He didn't.
That right there, that's what I'm worried about too. Because all he's got to do now, what am I doing? All he's got to do now, if he gets that boat back in the United States, is take off and never be seen again. And that's what I kind of wonder if that's the plan. And I did hear in the newest Ashleigh Banfield that he had that other captain, because why would the other captain do it unless he asked, that he turned the AIS off in the boat so that nobody knew where it was going. Exactly, Truth. Exactly. Go to a country where there's no extradition law.
Want to have that identity. And so it's a rough life to live that way because you can't do a lot. You got to have an address. You got to have a residence. And they just didn't have it. They didn't have. So they used my house as their residence for a lot of things.
What do you think Lynette was worth? I mean, how much is she worth at this point?
The last time she told me, it was a while back. It was about, I think, 600. But I might be kind of, I'm not sure. But that was, I mean, they could live on.
That I'm not sure. We don't know who this guy is. It's him and someone else. Who was it that was saying earlier that they've got someone? It kind of sounds like Ashleigh Banfield's got someone following him or following the boat. I don't think, because even if he switched onto the boat away from public eye, he's still taking the chance of being caught by either Coast Guard or he would have to, and Ashleigh had said in her video, and then he runs, if they go through other channels, he runs the risk of being in a country illegally, which does not bode well for him either. So I really, really think that he's paid somebody to charter this boat, to do the crossing, to get through customs and all of that, so he doesn't have to be anywhere with that. And then he's going to take off.
A boat comfortably for a while. And, she didn't want to spend all of her money because at one point they're going to be too old to have that lifestyle. And then she wanted to buy a little piece of land, nothing special, and just, go on enjoying life. But, that's not going to happen.
But several $100,000 were at stake at this point. If there's, if prosecutors are looking for motive or anything, she had a lot of money.
She had enough for them to live their lifestyle, for sure.
Did he have any?
Had a little, not much. He had a little.
And what about life insurance? Do you know if she had any life insurance?
I do not know that. I do not. I don't know. That I don't know.
Talk to me a little bit about
That's the other thing too I was thinking about the other day. If he gets away with this, and let's say however long goes by, I don't know how long it is in the state of Michigan, how long it takes. I know I think it's somewhere around 7 years to have someone deemed deceased after they've disappeared for so long. But even if he had to wait for that, a lot of life insurance policies have triple indemnity payouts, where if it's an accidental death, like someone falling off the back of a dinghy, then you get paid 3 times the amount of the original policy. And if they find something where they can definitely say, and maybe he didn't know that. That's what I'm wondering too. I mean, he may not be that street smart as far as thinking about that it may be 7 years. Maybe he thought they do this, everybody believes him, and he runs off into the sunset with all this money. I mean, you figure usually most people's insurance policies are anywhere between, like, regular everyday people, like between $25,000 to say probably $7,500,000, right? Depending on whatever. So even if you had, say, a $25,000 life insurance policy and you passed away in an accident, an accidental death, you get 3 times the amount under most insurance policies. Some people have policies for for someone else taking your life. Like if you have a job or a lifestyle where that could be an option, and they call them like double indemnities, where it pays out double or triple, and it becomes a reason for some people sometimes.
Your feelings as the days go on, do you think that Brian did something to Lynette on Saturday night?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm my husband. What'd you say, William?
Do you believe that Brian may have done something to Lynette on Saturday night?
Just a second. What did you say, William?
I'm sorry. We don't know.
Yeah. Okay. He said, just like he said to me, he said, I don't know. That's why I want this. I want everything to be reviewed. I want to get the facts. I really want to know. We don't know. The potential's there. Let me say,
And sadly, I think they know. I think at this point, there was still hope. This was, like I said, only 6 days later.
Potential's there. It's been there. And what really makes it even worse is the fact that she had bought that airline ticket a month ago to come home. So, God, I don't want to think so. I want to think it's an accident. My heart just tells me it might not be. And that's why I want people to know that there was another side of Brian than you're going to see on the Sailing Hookers. That my daughter did for me, so I know where she was. So I always wanted to know where my baby was.
She was the one who ran the Instagram accounts to make sure that you always knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
If you had an opportunity to talk to Brian right now, what would you want to tell him?
Exactly.
I really don't want to. I don't want to talk to him. I really don't want to. I can't imagine talking with him, because it's been so painful for so long that I don't want to talk to him. The pain's still too new for all of this. So
My heart just breaks for all of them. It's just, I think they knew the minute that they got the call.
What's the latest thing that the police and the investigators and the Coast Guard have told you about their findings?
the watch. They seized a lot of the electronics and stuff that Brian had. I think they said they have her phone, but I'm not sure. I didn't even know about the watch. My girlfriend told me. She came over last night to see how I was, and she says, well, they're going to monitor her heart rate on the watch to see if it coincides with the time she fell in the water and all these things. And I'm going, oh my God, I hadn't heard any of that. So the Coast Guard, he calls me about every night and tells me the newest things that have come up. And so it's
Wait, I gotta rewind that. What did she say? Sorry.
oh my God, I hadn't heard any of that. So the Coast Guard, he calls me about every night and tells me the newest things that have come up. And so about every night, oh my God, her heart didn't know about the watch. My girlfriend told me. She came over last night to see how I was, and she says, well, they're going to monitor her heart rate on the watch to see if it coincides with the time she fell in the water and all these things. And I'm going, oh my God, I hadn't heard any of that. So the
But they would have to have the device that's hooked up to, is from my understanding. And according to him, her phone was in her, she had her phone on her, right? Her phone, everything, keys, everything. Apparently she had everything.
Coast Guard, he calls me about every night and tells me the newest things that have come up. And so it's a long waiting process. I just want to find out. I want them to find her.
And it takes a lot of patience, which, I mean, you've got the patience of a saint. I commend you. Your friend told you about the watch, that they're monitoring and looking at the pattern of the watch. Where did she learn that?
It was online. You know, I mean, online has been where I've gotten a lot of information.
Well, and see, that's it. Was it a chatter saying that? Because we saw that a lot in Nancy Guthrie case, like with the pacemaker. And that wasn't entirely true with the technology that they had.
And that's where she read it.
But not firsthand from the police. This didn't come firsthand from the police to her.
I talked to the Coast Guard last night, the chief at the Coast Guard, and he told me, he said, yes, they did.
Did she? Let me see.
A lot of patience, which, I mean, you've got the patience of a saint. I commend you. Your friend told you about the watch, that they're monitoring and looking at the pattern of the watch. Where did she learn that?
It was online. You know, I mean, online has been where I've gotten a lot of information, and that's where she read it.
But not firsthand from the police. This didn't come firsthand from the police to her.
I talked to the Coast Guard last night, the chief at the Coast Guard, and he told me, he said, yes, they did find her watch.
Also, Darlene, and watches go, your granddaughter Carly told me that Brian had a special watch and that she could plot his course and that she actually saw the course that he took. That patience of a saint. My
girlfriend told me, she came over last night to see how, because it's been so painful for so long that I don't want to. The pain is still too new for all of this. So,
what's the latest thing that the police and the investigators and Coast Guard have told you about their findings?
The watch. They seized a lot of the electronics and stuff that Brian had. I think they said they have her phone, but I'm not sure.
She's not sure.
I didn't even know about the watch.
And from what I thought I heard, not right now. From what I thought I heard, her phone was with her. So I'm gonna have to go back and figure that one out.
Girlfriend told me, she came over last night to see how it was, and she says, well, they're going to monitor her heart rate on the watch to see if it coincides with the time she fell in the water and all these things. And I'm going, oh my God, I hadn't heard any of that. So the Coast Guard, he calls me about every night and tells me the newest things that have come up. And so it's a long waiting process. I just want to find out. I want them to find her.
And it takes a lot of patience, which, I mean, you've got the patience of a saint. I commend you. Your friend told you about the watch, that they're monitoring and looking at the pattern of the watch. Where did she learn that?
It was online, you know.
And see, that's just it. Want to be careful because, again, this was April 11th, I think, and you know, so just keep that in mind when we're hearing some of this stuff, that we found out more and kind of tweaked that a little bit more to find out some different things.
Online has been where I've gotten a lot of information, and that's where she read it.
But not firsthand from the police. This didn't come firsthand from the police to her.
Well, not the phone, though. She didn't confirm that. She said, I don't know. I can't remember. So that's what I'm saying, is like with the phone, I don't think that they found, I wasn't sure that they had found the phone. I thought that was one of the things that they said that she had in her dry bag.
I talked to the Coast Guard last night,
or that he said she had in her dry bag.
Chief at the Coast Guard, and he told me, he said, yes, they did find her watch.
Also, Darlene, as watches go, your granddaughter Carly told me that Brian had a special watch and that she could plot his course and that she actually saw the course that he took that night, and it corresponded with floating for all those hours and eventually beaching at Marsh Harbor.
Okay.
So it's news, hey? I mean,
water, you know, and float around too.
Yeah. So, were you able to track Brian's movements based on his watch and the course that he used to track on his own movements?
No, I don't have access to anything on his watch. That was a segment that he posted.
And since we found out, since he's got one of those Garmin watches, and this watch can do everything when it comes to like nautical information, it sounded pretty top of the line as far as for someone who is sailing and needs that information, things like that.
Showing, you know, where he was at. Brian was good. The watch was an AmaFit watch, and he had a lot of gadgets added to it so that he could do those kind of things. But one of the things they did have was a wonderful app that I had loaded on my phone called No Foreign Land. And I could watch where they would go and where they would stop on their journey everywhere they went. So it was another thing that Lynette, she did for me, I'm sure, so that I would feel a little more comfortable about this unusual lifestyle.
Right, and that is good. And it has sounded like the Coast Guard has had an open communication with the family. So, unlike the Nancy Guthrie case, they are keeping them on top of what they know to be true so far. Still to this day, I believe.
Hopefully the police are able to get that pattern and that tracking off of Brian's watch, but who knows if it'll have evidentiary value.
Right.
I asked you if you had anything to say to Brian.
Exactly.
Is there anything that you'd want to say to Lynette right now?
Just nothing more than I love you and I wish you would have come home.
Well, we are praying for you and for your family, and we're certainly praying for a very thorough investigation of whatever happened out there in the Abaco Islands. Darlene, thank you so much for sharing all of this with me. And if there's anything we can do, please let us know.
You bet.
My great thanks to Darlene.
So that's what I'm saying, is it's got to be. And if her mother could get into that app, then it's got to be into the cloud somewhere. And, again, we don't know what they have. And they're not going to know, because if we know, then he knows. And if they can get him, with the Coast Guard being involved, that means the United States can be involved. So that's going to help. And I really think that he's thinking he got away with this, and I am hoping that in a lot of the other, in a lot of the other cases that we've seen, that all of a sudden we just find out one day, boom, guess what? And a probable cause affidavit comes out, and we get to read all about it and see all of the mistakes that he made. Because if we know of this many mistakes, and if we've caught this many mistakes without even knowing probably half of what law enforcement knows, well, that's it too. Especially if he's a drinker, he's going to be in some lonely, soggy bottom bar somewhere some night. Now, just hopefully, it's in the United States where someone will tell him it's not off in, the jungles of Thailand somewhere. I mean, oh my gosh, I know. I've got to catch up on my notes. I haven't been able to write because my right hand is affected. So I tried the other day, and it just you couldn't even read it, and my arm hurt. And well, that was something. That's what I'm wondering why I want to go back and watch. Like I said, I just kind of floated through it to see, and I had my little guy waking up in the middle of all of it and everything. I thought Ashleigh said in tonight's episode that she doesn't know if she quite believes. I thought that was the story that she was talking about the people at the bar. Oh, no, wait. No, I'm sorry. That was someone said that they thought they saw him at a bar this week there. That's what it was. I know that is so cool. My old phone used to do that. I used to be able to scan written documents and things like that in, and it would turn them into PDFs. When I used to game, one of my duties was organizing wars, and I had to coordinate 50 people from all over the world. So I had to figure out time zones, all that stuff, and I could do these launch maps and write them on my notebook and then take a picture of it and then send this PDF file that they could go in and edit and all that stuff to everybody. It was so cool. It was fun, but I'm telling you, this light, I do not know what its deal is. It's got an attitude today. It it was an RPG game, and actually it's really funny. It was actually a medieval themed game, which I'm not into, but I liked the I liked figuring out all of the like strategies and stuff like that. And so I know this light is being such a jerk. It just shut off, and then when I turned it back on, it's on X-ray mode again. And I paid $5 for it at Walmart. You'd think it'd be perfect, right? But yeah, so well, I've got to take a day, and I've got to clean my glasses, and let me see, I turned my camera off because I feel like am I lagging to you in my camera? Because it's showing me on my screen as I'm lagging. I don't know why. There. Okay. Ooh, okay, I think I'm good now. Am I good? Hi, Austin. Good to see you, honey. Or not see you, but... No? Okay. In my camera, it was like doing that like robot thing where it was like going like... Is it? Okay. I think it's my teenager. It's Friday night and my teenager is home. So he's most likely stealing my bandwidth from upstairs because he usually has a tablet on, a phone on, his TV on, and his laptop. Yes, good to see you, Holly. So, yeah, we have the big internet plan because, wow. And then my little guy is asleep, but he has to listen to music every night when he goes to bed. And so I've got the TV in on there playing this 10-hour calming music for him. So, and then Driver got home and he's got the TV on and his phone on, and we're like a mess over here. Oh, hey Pearl's mom, how you doing? Yes, thank you. I keep forgetting to say it. Yeah, if anyone new that's coming in, please hit that thumbs up button for me. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button and the notification button so you know when we go live, so you can be part of our conversation. Yes, you do. I'm so happy for you. That's so fun. It's so frustrating to not be able to have a good, when you're trying to watch something or talk or, sorry, my fake hair got misaligned. Yeah, woohoo. I know, that's good. I'm liking the 15. Because that's the thing. Oh my gosh, like as soon as, and I don't think it's a people problem, I think it's a YouTube problem. As soon as they took away my monetization, like all of a sudden, boom, like my videos weren't getting the views. It just stopped. It's not that it's like I wasn't seeing like the regular people anymore. And a lot of people have said they're not getting notifications and all that. So, oh, thanks guys. Thank you. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. YouTube is on fire right now. I swear. Between, we got people fighting. We got people getting demonetized. We got people suing each other. We got, what else do we got? Just a whole mess. We got people losing their channels. We got people going to other platforms left and right. It's that's okay. I got nice bushes. And you guys want to come, if you want, you can sit right in, you can sit bush adjacent, and we have a refreshment table that's got real Kool-Aid with real sugar and lots of snacks. So I am too, yeah. No, and I don't mind. I know some people don't like people sitting in the bushes watching them, but I love it when you guys talk to me. I really do, because honestly, 7 days a week, pretty much 23 hours a day, I am with kids. That's my life. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've got my own business that I run out of my home. Which, by the way, if you're in the market, I do sell press-on nails that I design myself. I sell some nail accessories, little keychain accessories, and I also sell nail products like cuticle oil. And starting this weekend, I will have my scrubs and my foot soaks up. So, and I got even another new scent. I got two. Now I know I'm going to screw this up. Is it Santo Paulo? Palo Santo? I found a really good essential oil fragrance from that this week. And I also got one. It's called Italian Bergamot and Sandalwood. And oh my gosh, this stuff smells just like I'm going to sniff the smell right out of this bottle. I swear. No, let me see. What's going on? Sometimes. Oh, there it is. Let me. I've got this in horizontal, so you should be able to that's the shopping page, and that's all the products. And then over on the left is where you can go through the individual. Oh no. Oh, that's horrible. That is horrible, Naomi. I had a client who had shingles for it was months. She could hardly, like, even some days like wearing like a shirt would hurt her. She was in so much pain. Oh, good. I'm glad, Canvas. I'll check. Sometimes my website, sometimes it like stutters, and I had to go in and reconnect my domain name to my website a couple weeks ago. I'm like, what? Hey, Doug, how's it going? Good to see you. Hi, Hewitt. Oh, the ISS. That's something that I like doing. And if I can, because I think the other phone will zoom in far enough. I like tracking the ISS in the summertime. Oh, you're fine. It's Friday. We just kind of went over all the things tonight. It wasn't anything that was real, orderly or anything like that. So, but yeah, and we've got this really, Driver's got this really cool satellite tracking website. And so a lot of times we'll take the boys out in the summertime and just look outside and tracking Starlink and stuff like that. It's just fun. I like doing it. Yeah. And being able to see which satellites are going over. And I never realized how busy our skies were until looking at that satellite map. It's just, yes. The Soulmate has left the building. Is he still in here? Yes, Pearl's mom. Stress will bring it on. I have heard that. Yeah, it's really cool. It is really cool. And then I think he's eaten. He brought home Taco Bell. So let's see what he got me. The satellite website, the one where we show the boys the satellites outside, that satellite tracker. And another thing, I need you to get me the website for that. It's the satellite search, the one that you used it to try and find that plane wreck, where you can use the satellite and like do grid searches with the satellite. Sky Tracker. Okay. No, we did tonight listen to the interview, the full interview of Lynette Hooker's mom, and learn some things that we didn't already kind of know. Oh, for real, Pearl's mom. I'm hoping something happens with this this whole taking the boat back to the United States. No, it wasn't Starlink. It was the remember we had it on the laptop when they had asked people to search this website to search for. I didn't go over it because I won't do that for Plunder, but we did discuss it, and I posted it on my community tab. So if anybody hasn't seen it yet, I did post Plunder's link, and I put it in the description of this video too. And was it Skynet? Yeah, it is really good. Yeah. I don't ever play anything of Plunders. But, and I know another thing, I know that Molly had told me that Plunder is a really good Patreon to join. It's like, I mean, it's cheap. It's like maybe $11, but she puts everything that she FOIA's, all of her documents, everything she puts in there. So anything that you could possibly want to read about a case that she's following, she's got in there. Now I don't know her personally, so I'm not, saying anything either way about anybody, but, that's where I look and see, where I find a lot of stuff. And I think that's where a lot of people on X get a lot of their stuff too. Well, some of them, oh, is it? I haven't seen the Terminator in forever. See, we always used to watch that on Christmas with my dad. It was one of his things. I thought it was too. I was going to go get the other phone and go boop, boop, booping it up, but. But, yeah, so this is going to be interesting to see what happens now. And like I said, U.S. Coast Guard's involved. So no matter where he is, they have jurisdiction. And if he is back in Michigan, I guarantee you he's being watched. He's, I mean, they're not going to just, I hope. And if Ashleigh Banfield has anything to do with it, he's been chipped already while he slept. So, oh, it was. And hearing her, like, did you hear her sobbing? Like, for anybody that says that she did this to get back at him or whatever, no. She was sobbing. And I know we can't hear what she says, but they're not going to do that. Oh, yeah, you can see him if you know how to, if you just sit back, relax, make sure you're in kind of a dark area, you can find him. Like, now I know how to, now I can find him with my eyes, like in seconds. But in fact, that is something that's what Driver and I did on our second date, is we sat outside and he taught me how to find satellites up in the night sky. And so I could hear her at one point near the end when he's talking to her. You couldn't hear what she said, but they stop. They take off the mute for a second and you hear her kind of like sniffling and like, so she was pretty upset. And hearing the officer say to her, you know, trying to convince her to go get medical attention. And that the longer you wait, the harder an injury like that is to fix, because once it heals, they have to go in and do much more, breaking it again, yada, yada, to try and convince her to go. So nobody that was there that day, this woman was hurt, and she was hurt by him. And I still stand by the fact that I think that even though he doesn't believe it, he did her a favor, because as we've seen again with Lynette Hooker, with Starla Goings, you can always find a reason to stay, an excuse. And I think that if he had either come back that morning or if he had stayed, that we probably never would know about this. And I'm glad that she called. And I'm glad that we are not going over, you know, everybody when this first started, when the Nancy Guthrie case started, everybody that was coming in my chat, I kept hearing, where's Magnolia? Where's Magnolia? Where's Magnolia? And thank goodness we know where she is now, and that she's safe and she's okay. And sadly, these two other women that, and too many women to count are missing. And most times it's at the hand of someone that was supposed to love them and they were supposed to trust them. And they couldn't. They hurt them. So, yeah. Oh, I know. That surprises me too. There are so many satellites up there. What I was amazed at too is that it tells you all of them. Like, it even tells you like foreign satellites and stuff like that. And some of these companies, and you're wondering, you're like, I read somewhere that the government has, now we're going to go a little conspiracy theory, a little tinfoil hat, okay? But I read somewhere that the government has the capability from satellites to literally look right inside of our houses and watch everything we're doing. Not that they do. I mean, good luck. I'm boring. I'm sitting here in my pajamas with my pizza flavor combos and my Coke Zero, watching Below Deck reruns. That's what you're going to find in my house. But uranium, I did look into some of that. And there was someone else that was just found the other day. Wasn't there another one? It's just now, yeah, okay, 14 now. Well, and just a second. Driver's voice texting in the other room and is throwing me off. Driver, I can hear you in the other room. Yeah, that's scary, okay? That scares me, driver. But like I said, I'm not doing anything over here. I mean, I was watching, I like the Captain Lee era of Below Deck. So that's what I was watching this afternoon when I was like trying to ice my shoulder and exactly. Well, he's eating too, so he's like a taco in one hand and his phone in the other. Oh man. Oh. But yeah, it's been an interesting week. And again, I want to thank everybody that stuck around with me and keeps coming back, even though I'm broken right now. And like I said, you know, Holly said it earlier, like, it just, your mouse hand, you know, when you're trying to like text or do anything, like it just, that's what I've got going on right now. It's my arm that I do everything with. Like I can't do nails. It's hard for me to, you know, use my mouse. It's, Oy. Oh, you're welcome. Like I said, thank you guys for sticking with me for coming in late when I'm coming late and all of that stuff. And oh man, I cannot wait until summer vacation when I only have to be on my schedule and well, I mean the kids too, but I can get more sleep, no waking up at the crack of dawn. And oh, another thing before I forget. So I was looking at the poll that I put up, and if anybody's new here or anything, take a gander at my community posts. I'm doing a vote for lip scrub flavors that I am going to be making. And so far, now we got some, and I'm also asking you if something that you want to see is not on that list. I gave 4 choices. Fruit punch and birthday cake are 2 that are locked in. Those were my best sellers last year. They flew out the door first. Yeah, watermelon's another one. I thought watermelon, because everybody likes watermelon Jolly Ranchers, and that's what it tastes like, a watermelon Jolly Rancher. So it's that really good candy. Oh, see, I tried to do that, Pearl's mom. My mom was a lefty, and her mouse, she had a left-handed mouse. It was like a toddler learning to walk. I was a mess. The birthday cake is vanilla. The birthday cake tastes like really, really good homemade vanilla frosting. So I've got birthday cake. Everybody loved that one. In fact, I had people coming back and buying seconds because they were eating it. You can eat it. It's all edible ingredients. It will not hurt you at all. The ingredients are listed. But I don't recommend eating a lot of it because it is oils and it'll go through you, So we don't want that. That's not pretty. That's not self-care, being stuck in the bathroom. But I did have, that's the general consensus about this stuff, is it's hard not to eat it. Now, Mermaid gave a suggestion too about cinnamon, and that has like natural kind of lip plumping properties. So I am going to work on cinnamon, and even if I don't do it in the lip scrub, I might be able to do it in a like a chapstick or a lip gloss, because I've found some containers that I like for both of those. So I'm just going to see exactly what the ingredients are going to be for that. And everything that I use is 100% natural. It's all made here in the USA. There's no I order nail charms from Temu, but I'm not ordering. My oils and everything like that come from reputable places here, so we know exactly what's in it, that it's just pure oil. And all of my products have different combinations of jojoba oil, rose hips oil, coconut oil, different mixtures. Different products have different ones. And I also worked on a foot scrub that had grapeseed oil in it. So that's not anything you want to ingest, but grapeseed oil has really great, again, anti-aging and moisture properties in it. So I'm working with that, constantly trying to make these products better. But like I said, I've got those scents that are going to be coming up. Yeah, please, if you have not yet, check out that community post and give me a vote. I'm leaving it open for right now. But we've got strawberry and watermelon are winning so far out of my flavor suggestions. And said I had a suggestion for vanilla. And if you like vanilla, I'm telling you, once they get up, go for the birthday cake, because it is just, oh my gosh. I made myself, like, I had enough left over that I had like a little Tupperware container that I made myself, instead of using the small containers that I use to sell. And oh my gosh, it's like literally when you're making frosting, buttercream frosting, and you're like, it's hard to stay out of it. And the fruit punch tastes exactly like Hi-C fruit punch. Like, it's so, or like the Kool-Aid red fruit punch. It is so good. And Oh, and coconut was another flavor that I saw. And I had been thinking about something like along the lines of like a cool coconut, especially for summer, because that's just something but that's another one that I can do in like either a chapstick or like lip gloss. So yep, strawberry vanilla. Whoop. Yeah, everybody is not disappointing with the thumbs up button today. Thank you, you guys. I really appreciate it because, like I said, I had my little bump of getting demonetized, and so YouTube is being a stinker about putting me out. So the more thumbs up you give me and the waves in chat and stuff like that, I'm totally cool with bushwatchers. I have no problem with that. I am a bushwatcher. Well, I always say I ride around in my little like pimped out like golf cart. I've got a cooler with Coke Zeros in it. I've got an ashtray. I've got a bag of snacks. We've got ice, everything. Got pretty fairy lights hanging everywhere, and we just drive around to the different videos and watch. And I don't do it I don't like go in and like report or anything, but I like watching a lot of people, and I don't always want to be part of the chat, or do I know anybody or anything like that, but I like watching some of these creators, and I'm not going to say who because I want you guys to pick your own. I don't care who you watch because I know that's been kind of a theme lately that I've been hearing in different places, but I don't care who you watch. As long as you're cool with me and you come in here and you're cool and you have fun, I'm cool with that. I don't know. See, I was a bushwatcher for a while, but part of it was because the people that I watched, when they went live, it was during the day when I was working. And so a lot of times what I would do is I would have my, they don't have, that's just for the website. That's for the website. So I'm not doing anything. I'm not putting up pay links or anything like that right now. I would rather have people buy my products and look at my website. That's what I would rather have. But thank you, driver. Oh gosh, I'll have to find it, but I'll have you help me figure all that stuff out, Truth, because I'm not good at that stuff. And I'm not a good, yeah, me too. Same here, Doug. That's what that one guy. TOG. That's his new nickname. TOG. We don't have to utter his name up in here because he doesn't even deserve for that name to come across this really awesome. Well, I don't know. I can't tell if I like this new lipstick or not. It's a little bright. It's a little bright for me, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to find the perfect shade. I think this will be really good if I get a tan this summer. Driver, I need a tanning membership. And I know I don't want to hear how bad it is for my skin. I know it is. I don't care. I look better brown. It's just how it is. Everything looks better brown. I was going to say skinny. I don't look skinny. I look less chubby when I'm brown. Oy. Well, oh, thank you. I found it. I had bought it like months ago. And those little plastic bags get like just stuck places or something. And I found it the other day. I was like, oh, hey. And so it's Milani. Oh, I didn't bring it in here. So I don't know the name of the color. Kind of a mess. I never know. And these were the other two that I got. These are by NYX. It's lingerie XXL. Now, this one I thought was going to be more of a berry, and it's actually not. It's kind of it needs all new bulbs, driver. Don't mess with me. Especially not when I'm pasty. Don't mess with me. But I did not like this one. I had this one on my last live. I felt like I had it just was not, it was more red than I thought. And I have to have a very specific red. Now this one I do like. And trying to find the name of it. They don't have Yeah, they don't have like color names on these, I don't think. So anyone that asks that, so I know you guys ask me a lot what my lippies are. There, I'll pull it back. So this is it was kind of like a mauve pink, and this, I definitely say, that's the problem is you can't all the time, is open the tube. See, it's not that color. It's more like burgundy, and it just was too dark. Good night, Canvas. Thank you. I'm so glad you came. Hung out with us. Exactly. Yeah. See, I worked at a tanning salon for years. It was in the front of the salon that I worked at. And so I would do hair on certain days, and then I'd work the front desk when I was still building. And that was, now you probably are too young for this, but that was back in the day of the big dial tanning booths. You had the big dial and you cranked it to literally the booths went for 30 minutes. Like now, the place where I go, 15 minutes is max. That's the hex. That's it. The super beds that I like, because that is like literally being on like a yacht. Like you got like this much room on each side of you. So you could just be like, bleh, and like I can literally roll over in this thing, get my armpits, get everything. That one's 20 minutes. Well, this one, see, my ex-husband works at a place where he can get the bulbs, but there's some, and I'm gonna have to find. There's something about these bulbs because it's just a stand up. It's like one panel of a hex is basically what it is, and it takes two different kinds of bulbs, and one of the bulbs were cheap, and the other bulbs were the expensive ones. I think it's UVA and UVB because it's like a bronzing one too. And yeah, see, that's why I love tanning. I have skin issues, and another thing, which that's what I'm gonna do when I get off here. See, this is the thing. I am so jealous of Molly right now getting a reduction. Look at this. Isn't that horrible? That's part of the reason why my shoulder is so that's it too. Oh, the only thing is I found out the hard way. Do not listen to Molly with your earbuds when you are laying in that tanning bed. So I'm in there, and I had to call her right after. I'd been like on the phone with her, driving to the tanning place, and then I got off the phone while I was in there. I had her in my earbuds, and I fell asleep. And she got loud about something, surprise, surprise. And she startled me, and I banged my head up against the top of the the tanning bed. And oh my gosh, I was so embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God, who heard that? I mean, I know from working in a tanning place, number one, you don't usually hear a lot because there's all the machines going. And you hear that stuff all the time. You just kind of giggle and move on about your day, And oh no, I just mean that it hurts. Like, this is right on that tendon. And I would love just to get that weight off of the front, because that's the problem, is even when I weighed 120 pounds, I had these. And between having both boys, they got one size bigger with every kid that I had. And oh my gosh, like my back and my shoulders are feeling it. See, that's my other thing. I have to go. Oh, she can. I mean, no, I can't. I'm not like judging, because I mean, you guys know me. I mean, I get loud too. But what's funny is when we did meet and have lunch, like we had an awesome time. We had an absolute blast. It was like literally like meeting somebody that I'd known for a million years. But like we both thought, I think, that each other was going to be like wild, like how we are, like on, but neither of us were. So, and we just had a really nice day and just constant conversation. And but yeah. See, that's another thing. In fact, I want to talk to my doctor about it. If it causes health issues, you can get your insurance company to help you with some of those surgeries. And that was because I've got these like permadents in my shoulders. And because of this shoulder, that was something my doctor said. The only thing that I worry about is how much choice of who does it do I have because of insurance covering it. I mean, I know I can't afford a surgery like a Kardashian surgery or anything, but it's something I definitely want to think about when my boys get older. Well, my youngest. I mean, my oldest can, he'll live on Cheetos and SpaghettiOs and be happy as a clam. But my little guy still needs mommy. So I think that's part of it too. I've talked about, we believe that he's not diagnosed yet, but if you're a spectrum parent, you kind of know, and believe my youngest is possibly on the spectrum. If not, just has a delay. He was early. He was born early. He was tiny. He was born during COVID. I had major health issues while I was pregnant with him. So I'm still potty training him. And so what it is it's like and he's going to start school in the fall. So we are every single day, and it's just me here because driver's gone from 9 o'clock in the morning until you guys are here when he comes home. So anywhere between 11 and midnight, he gets home. And helping him get up on the potty every, half hour, whatever is, and he's still little and he still wants to be close to mom, so that doesn't help the shoulder either. And see, that's what I'm worried about this time. Now, before I had my oldest son, I lost 85 pounds. I had gained a bunch of weight after I got married, and in fact, that's what we joke around. Said that's when it came about, because I was feeling myself. I was all little and tan, and here came my oldest. But back then I was, what was I, 32? I think, yeah, 32. So my skin bounced back, my everything bounced back. But now I'm going to be 49 this year. This is my last year of my 40s, and this stuff does not bounce back. Oh, yeah. Yes. The aliens. We have aliens, too. We have aliens. We have hantavirus. We have war. We have... I don't know if I'm supposed to mention that. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry. We can't say anything. Can't say the stuff. Yeah, Epstein. Kirk, P. Diddy. God, what else? No, I did not have it on my bingo card. Nancy, yeah. All this stuff with David, whatever. I don't know. I don't know who he is. I know. That's what I feel like. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting to where I just have to back away from certain stuff because my brain is going, well, and did you hear? I'm going to find the article again that I read, and I'll try and bring it up tomorrow. It was talking about, now this happened before the vid. It was talking about the CDC going through protocols to try and get vaccine research approved for the hantavirus. And now they're on an escalated track because of this outbreak to have it's like an escalated track to get this vaccine made, just like they did with the other vaccine. And oh yeah. See, driver, you gotta come in here more often. Doug's your kind of people. Oh, Truth, you have to watch it. It's wherever you can get Discovery Channel. It's on, isn't it Discovery Channel? Oh man, I love that show. And Blind Frog Ranch, that's another one. That's going to be starting up soon too. I'm interested in that too because I thought the son went to prison for unaliving somebody. I swore. And it was supposed to, he says maybe he got off on self-defense. Oh heck no, Pearl's mom. From the day I got that, I had my blood pressure all of a sudden was high. My A1C rose. I gained a bunch of weight. I had for like 2 years afterwards, I had like breathing problems, autoimmune that popped up, that I believe I had some autoimmune stuff going on before, but it exacerbated it. It flared everything up. Kidney issues. I'd have, what was it? That first year I ended up having 8 surgeries in 1 year. One of which was literally where they had to go in and open up my kidney and take out a stone that was basically the entire inside of both of my kidneys were cemented with one giant stone. And what's long haulers? Is that long haulers? Is that like long COVID? Nope. I should have listened. My OB told me not to get it. And he told me, he's like, don't wear your mask either. He's like, you're healthy. This is when I was pregnant. He said, you're healthy. He said, you've got to build up herd immunity. He's like, when you start, and what happened after all of this, the next year, oh, there goes my, whatever, I give up. I'm done. It doesn't matter. Right. And everyone, like, I remember my son going back to school and everybody in school, everybody was sick constantly afterwards, because in those few months, and then even afterwards when we're covering everything up, our immune system is not getting its training of what to fight, what to, and well, this is what happened to me. And this is the weird part. Well, it's not weird, but I believe that it was a thing much earlier than we were told. Now, driver, close your ears, okay? At the time, at the very beginning of this, was driver and I were not together for a little while, okay? And I had dated a guy that worked for the government, and he traveled all over, and different countries every 2 weeks. And right after we broke up, he had emailed me and told me he was in a hotel in Germany and he was really sick and didn't know what he had. And was just, not feeling good and stuck in a hotel room. He was stuck there. Could not leave, could not anything. And just, bored and emailing me. They couldn't figure out what was going on with him, okay? So it was this horrible respiratory virus that he got that he could not kick. He ended up in the hospital. He ended up on IVs. I mean, he was really, really sick. And finally, after, I think it was like a month and a half, 2 months, he was able to come home. And he had emailed me and said, hey, I don't know what was going on, but I was really sick. Blah, blah, blah. So in the meantime, driver and I get back together. And it was January, and I got really, really sick. I mean, this horrible, like, respiratory stuff where it felt like an elephant was sitting on my chest. And it happened, I believe I got it from one of my clients. One of my clients had gone on one of those Disney cruises, and they were in Jamaica. And while they were gone, they got really ill on the ship, and they were taken from the ship, quarantined, taken into the hospital. And she was in the hospital in Jamaica for almost a month. She was on a ventilator. She almost didn't make it. She, by the grace of God, she got better, was able to come home. But the week that she got out of the hospital, she came home. And she was still very ill. And she wanted her hair done. Well, I just thought it was run-of-the-mill, bronchitis, something like that. She came in, got her hair done. A week later, I was sick. And I ended up then on Valentine's Day, so that's January, mid-January, because I remember it was a Christmas present that she had bought for her adult children and their children to take them on this cruise. And so then fast forward to, I was sick the whole month of January. I was still sick in February. And I just had this, it was like an upper respiratory infection that I just couldn't shake. They'd given me antibiotics. It didn't do anything. And then on Valentine's Day, I found out that I was pregnant with my youngest. Surprise. And, oh, thank you, Truth. Thank you. And first of all, driver didn't believe me that I was pregnant. Whatever. He thought I was like messing around with them. Honestly, I took 4 tests. I didn't believe it either. I was 43 years old. I'm like, yo, whoa, okay. But, and then I ended up going to the doctor. So no antibiotics or anything like that after that. But later on, talking to my regular doctor, she's like, I believe you had it. And that's probably what happened. That's why you were so sick. She said, and so I probably was one of the very first people in my town that got it. Yeah. And what was it? Ibuprofen was making it worse for people. And I don't think after what happened last time, I don't think that they could get away with that again, shutting us all down like that. But I hope, that's what I mean, I guess. I hope they can get away with anything they want, right? She doesn't have Xfinity, they have Spectrum. Is it History Channel? I bet it's on, would it be on Hulu then? If it's History Channel? Yeah, I know. Oh, are you talking about Skinwalker Ranch, Doug? Oh, me too. I was, and those little the astrophysicist Travis. Right? Travis. Can't remember his name. He did the Tesla series too, which, by the way, if you haven't seen that, is really, really interesting. Yeah, they're supposed to be coming out with a new season. I thought it was over too, but they're supposed to be. Driver, didn't you say, wasn't it Skinwalker that's supposed to be coming back soon? Dr. Travis Taylor. My lovely assistant in the other room. I like him. But yeah, if you see it's the okay. And then Blind Frog Ranch is supposed to start soon too, isn't it? Okay. I love you guys. You'll watch all this stuff with me. Doesn't always have to be true crime, you know? If my shoulder didn't hurt and I could get my foot up, I was going to paint my toenails tonight, but I can't do that. So I'm going to have to beg driver to let me get a pedicure with someone else. Right? Oh, I can't wait. I'm excited. I love those shows. You know what other show that driver actually got me into? Is that Moonshiners. I actually really like that show. I'm trying to go out of the box and watch a lot of stuff that I don't normally watch. I don't watch a lot of TV either, usually. And this is the thing. Okay. So, like, here, just a second. I'm going to turn this off because I don't want to. You guys know what I'm going to do. Can't do it on camera. But, I have been trying to watch, I think so too, driver. But, oh, see, I need to take this other polish off, but I'm too lazy to, like, soak it off. And I forgot to, here you go, Truth. Ouch. I forgot what I was going to say. Gosh, nothing's even kicked in yet. No, I believe they found one too when they were looking at that one map that they were showing. Hey, Bear, good to see you. You can see that spiral that goes in, and where they were showing those lights like disappearing and reappearing in like hyperspeed almost. I mean, I did hear though. Now, Doug, I'm sure you're going to be just as disappointed as we are. I believe Dragon has stepped away now too. I know. There's got to be something. What movie is it? Where is it? The Red Planet? Where he actually goes in like a mountain like that, and it ends up being that's the other. That's like the portal into the other world. I think it's the Red Planet. As Tom Sizemore was in it. Back before he had been Heidi Kleist. Heidi Kleist? What's that? You know, the madam. The one that's got all the birds and lives out in the Nevada desert now. Oh, no, that's the name of the movie. The Red Planet. It's old. I used to be really into like all the like space movies and stuff like that. There's Mission to Mars and there's the Red Planet. It had that Benjamin Bratt was in it, where they landed on Mars and then realized that it actually had the same kind of atmosphere that we have here. And I have to say that a lot, Bear Force. I don't have one. Well, or is this some like very, very secretive? That Heidi Fleiss, isn't that her name? Yeah. The one that Charlie got busted because Charlie Sheen wrote a check. Or traveler's checks. Yeah. Yes, Pearl's mom, Parrot Lady, yes. Yeah, because he wrote her traveler's checks to pay for his ladies. I mean, if that's not Hollywood, I don't know what is. Traveler's checks. Total Recall. Oh my gosh, it's been forever since I watched that. I love watching. I cannot get into a lot of the newer movies. I have a DVD collection that is like taller than me of just horror movies, outer space movies, vampire movies, and like whodunits. Oh, see, driver and dog are going to be besties. Just remember, driver, he's still ours, okay? He belongs to us. But one of the things I've been trying to do, like, since I've been hurting, is just try and catch up on a lot of these shows that I used to watch. And I'm all caught up on Below Deck. I'm all caught up on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, it is. It is, driver. Oh, Truth is in here. She's probably on Hulu trying to find that show right now, or on History Channel. Trying to think of. Oh, that's Gunny from Full Metal Jacket, Bear Force. I didn't know they stacked that high in Texas. The ultimate drill instructor. The ultimate. I know that everybody hated Gunny, but I liked him. Oh, Bear. It's like one of those movies that like everybody needs to watch. And you'll see all these actors that you know now to be, you know, grown men, like Vincent D'Onofrio is in there. I'm totally having like a brain fart. What's his name? Timothy, what's his name? He was the main character. Another one is it The Thin Red Line? That's another one. I got a lot of war movies because my dad loved war movies. Oh, me too. You know what though? My friend went to go meet him at a con over in I think it was in Jersey, and she said he was really, really friendly and everything. But then when they went to go do the picture, he like instantly quit smiling. He had his CSI face on. But I told her, I was like, you know what? I was like, honestly, he probably was like putting himself in character because I don't really know many roles that I've ever seen him actually smile. He's usually that kind of dark, brooding character. He plays it well. And yes, driver. Not me. That's a line for you. Might want to like put both of those comments together. Just so nobody thinks you're like hitting on him, driver. Okay. That's a famous quote from Gunny in the movie Full Metal Jacket. But the other one that is really good had Mel Gibson in it. When We Were Soldiers. And this is totally, I have to watch this movie at least once a summer. And I have to open up all the windows and have all the humid air coming in and everything. I know it sounds weird, but Apocalypse Now. And it's the director's cut that has at least an hour. It's like 45 minutes of scenery, of scenes that were not in the original movie. I've got that on DVD. It's 3 hours. But oh my gosh. I love that movie, and that sounds sick. But my dad was a Vietnam vet. And not on this one, Bear Force. There's no commentary because I hate that. And it's like almost 3 hours long instead of 2 hours long that was put in the theaters. But if you watch the director's cut with this, it's like a 35-minute scene that they cut out. If you watch that scene, it makes so much sense for the rest of the movie. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, this one, I'm not normally a big director's cut kind of person, but this movie, it was gifted to me like that. And I thought, oh, but when I watched it, I was highly impressed. This is one of those classic movies, and a lot of it's gotten so like it's a forgotten movie because we've got, the new generations don't see that stuff. And but no, that's one of my go-to movies in the summer. I have to watch that. And then there's also, of course, Platoon. That's another good one. That was my dad. That was odd. My dad had PTSD, but he didn't have a problem watching these war movies. And I remember my grandfather. No, I'm going to set that up this weekend because that's something that I heard. And tell me, okay. But I'm going to tell you guys, I am going to be very cautious and about having a Discord channel because I have seen a lot of foo-foo go down in Discords. And I don't want that for us. I want us, like I said, I want it to be open for everybody. And are you talking about the one that I'm thinking of, the one that yells at everybody, Doug? Is that who you're talking about? Everybody but him. He freaks me out. Well, I know it's easy to do, but I have to, from what I was looking up, I have to make it under my name so that I can connect it to my channel so that notifications can go there. So, okay. I thought you were talking about another creator that's on here, and I'm like, oh, no. But yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about. I'm like, no, he is not allowed. But no, I am going to do that. I was going to do that tonight. And that was what I was going to do when Ashleigh Banfield put her video up. And then I was like, oh, now I can't do it because now I got to watch this. But that's what I was reading because I want to, part of what I'm doing is moving stuff over from, I'm saving some of my stuff on Rumble because with all this stuff going on with YouTube, I don't completely trust it, and not my lives or anything like that because there's not been anything like groundbreaking in my lives, but just the videos that I edited and that took me a lot more time to do, some of my pop and some of my nail videos and stuff like that. But I can actually connect all of those so that you guys can get notifications through there when I'm live, and you can pick wherever you want to go. So that will be done tomorrow. And yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to have like our cases broken down into the ones we're doing so that when Doug's got something about a certain case, he can put it up in there. When Truth's got something, when I've got something, you guys, we can put stuff up in there. There's a lot of fun stuff we can do. And I want to maybe this summer have like some games with like some products, stuff like that, That's so hilarious. That is hilarious. But Truth was showing me how they have it broken down into like people have broken down into chats and stuff like that. And so yeah, my thought was to have one like public one where everybody can just sit and talk. And then other ones where if we want to go in for specific cases and stuff like that, we can have that. But just as long as everybody remembers it's public, even if they're private, it's just us in there. We don't know. Anybody could be in there taking screenshots. Not that I mean, I think you're pretty safe with me because I've got some clip channels subscribed and I haven't seen myself anywhere yet. I don't think I've done anything too embarrassing or too dumb I try not to say anything about anybody or anything like that. So I'm just me in my own lane, we're in the claw community where it's safe. And that was what Truth said too. Truth and Nadia were telling me that you can do calls and stuff. And see, I think this is going to be fun because I used to have something similar when I gamed. And that's how we set up everything. And Yeah, you can. But even that, see, even with having people, sometimes you think somebody's your best friend and one day they get a snit about something and all of a sudden your house is up on YouTube and your full government name, I mean, so I just want to make sure that anybody who hasn't dealt with it before knows that. And okay. But yeah, I think that'd be fun, and ouch. Now the only thing is when we used to do voice calls when we were like setting up like strategy and stuff for the gaming, sometimes it would get hard because everybody was talking over each other. But I mean, I'm sure we'll figure it out, right? So, but I thought too, that way too, we can still connect, we can still discuss some of these things, even if like, I mean, because I have a business and I have kids and things like that. And I try to be on as much as I possibly can, but there are times and nights where I just can't. And it stinks if some of us know we're trying to email this one and forward the email over that. Cause hey, so-and-so sent me info, read this. What do you think? Blah, blah, blah. And this way, we can still keep in touch, even if I'm not necessarily, on that night or whatever. So, or it's during the day or it's whatever, or we find something out and we want to talk about it, on, I haven't either, Pearl's mom, but we had something similar, when I was a gamer, and it was the same thing. We could have oh, which reminds me, let me see if that worked. I just tried. Say something, Pearl's mom. Let me see if your badge showed up. Because I think I finally figured it out. I got Truth. I got Nadia on his mods. I got Canvas. See if your little badge shows up, Pearl's mom. Because for whatever reason, if I do it through my phone, then it sticks. Oh, yep, there it is. There's your ranch. On mobile, it'll be a little blue shield, and on desktop, it'll be your ranch. So, yay! Good deal. Okay, and then when I get everything connected tomorrow, then you've got their details for so we can invite them in. But yeah, so that's cool. So I think this will be fun, especially in the summer and stuff like that. And excuse me. Dear Lord. Like Nadia said, like we can do a lot of stuff in there, like even like watch movies and stuff like that. And so yeah, I actually found a funny movie the other day, and thank goodness I didn't play it because I didn't realize that it was an adult movie. And I was looking for stuff for my kids, but it was what's it called? It's the Muppets, but it's a murder mystery and it's for adults. And it was I was like, oh, I'm glad that I didn't start playing it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna look. Like I said, I'll do that. I've never seen that, Doug. I've never seen. I'm not really into comedies though. I mean, once in a while, I have to be in the right mood. But I don't know why. There's a few that really crack me up, like some of the Austin Powers movies, like those. I loved those. I own all of them. They just make me laugh. Stuff like that. But I'm definitely more of like, now Driver loves funny movies. Now, another funny movie that I did like was Team America World Police. Okay. I'm so Ronery. That movie cracked me up. I like anything South Park. I haven't watched in years though. So I really should try and that's something I should try and catch up on. Because that's what I love about them. They make fun of people, but they make fun of everyone, you know? So you can't really be offended. Well, what's his name? Isaac Hayes was offended, apparently. But I don't know. I think we need to learn to laugh at ourselves again. We used to be able to laugh at ourselves, and it seems like, especially lately, people can't laugh at themselves anymore. And at least not everybody. I mean, I think we do a pretty good job in here laughing at ourselves, laughing at me. Shane Gillis. I'll check into that. Oh, and I love Cat Williams. Okay, he makes my stomach hurt. I get laughing so hard. Yeah. And I used to like Bernie Mac too. And now we find out that these, Bernie Mac and those guys, they actually had some morals and didn't give in to the P. Diddy problems. Disney, the little yellow Tic Tac. Oh, I love the Minions too. I love the Minions. But when my oldest was little and watching the first movie, his teacher came home one day, or called me one day and said, "Listen," she's like, "I think we need to stop." He was, how kids sometimes get like hyper focused on a movie, and he was watching it over and over and over. And she's like, it was that and a Curious George movie, and she's like, "I think we need to pick something else." Like he was starting to mimic some of the little naughty stuff that like the Minions would do or that Curious George would do. In fact, my little one got grounded off Curious George the other day because he was jumping on the bed and just like, he's like, "Monkeys jumping." He's like, "Monkeys jump on the bed." And he's not. Yeah, and I guess there's supposed to be another Minions movie coming out. So that's what I like. My oldest still likes to see. He's into more of a lot of more innocent movies still. And so we can all go. And my youngest actually will sit in a movie theater. As long as he's got popcorn and a lemonade, he'll sit there through a whole movie. I'm so, knock on wood, so lucky with that. We took them both to see, it was one of their Christmas presents that they picked. Marissa had sent them, Molly had sent them money for to do whatever they wanted with. And with the urging of Big Brother, little brother also chose to go see SpongeBob at the movie theater. And we were surprised as all get out. I mean, there weren't even adults that were sitting that well in the movie theater. And he sat there the whole time with his little popcorn. Just happy to be there. Well, and also another thing that we did was we make sure we go to, I mean, there's nothing really close to us because of where we live. We're kind of like I said, we live in like Walnut Grove, little house, it's just a little small town, and everywhere you want to go is like at least 25 minutes away. But we have some of the what do you call it? The movie theaters, they have the reclining seats in them. So you get him his little seat reclining, and so you're not sitting there having to hold down the seat the whole time. Because I remember that with my oldest, he kept getting like stuck in the seat when we first started going to movies, and so we'd have to sit there with our hand down on the seat the whole time, or our foot keeping it down so he didn't fold up in the movie seat. I don't know. What'd you do, Bear? You said that's a surprising thing to happen. I thought you were talking about my little guy sitting through the movie. I was just saying that, yeah, we were surprised. But pleasantly surprised. We went, trying to think of, they picked going to Olive Garden too. That was our part of the present. And then the movie tickets and the snacks were Molly's part of the present. And they were in heaven, went home. Well, on popcorn. My little guy actually ate almost a whole large popcorn himself. I don't know where he puts it. He's tiny. He is like the littlest dink you've ever seen in your life. He weighs 35 pounds and he's 5. He's really short. He's really tiny. And he just, whoo. Yeah, I was surprised, Pearl. I really was. But it was, I don't really know that he necessarily, I mean, with that, he was 5. I mean, and he is younger acting. I don't know that he really understood what was going on in the movie, but he understood enough, and the colors and the animation and it being dark in there, he was just, but we sit and watch movies, at home too. So I think he just thought it was cool to be in the movie theater. And I'm hoping this summer, one of our local parks in town, which is close, does once a week they do movies in the park. And I mean, it's old older movies, but and everybody goes and they just bring their blankets and their picnic gear and they sit out on the big lawn in the park and they play the movie up on the big band shell. And they put a big screen up, and it's really a fun night. And it's all free. Sometimes they'll have food trucks that come down so you can get little goodies, but it's fun to pack your own stuff and go down. And he's so tiny. He's so tiny. In fact, I'll have to show you the picture of the sweatshirt that Miles sent him. It is so, she got him a small, and it is so, I'm glad because he loves it. And so he'll be able to wear it, this year, next year. But it's just swimming on him. He still wears, he's getting a little bit too tall for 3T. He had a pair of 4T jeans on today, but they were sagging because his little waist is so tiny. But his older brother was like that too. Just tiny, tiny. I mean, he was exactly on the dot 5 pounds when he was born. My youngest was. And he'd lost probably almost a half a pound when he came home from the hospital. I mean, they always do. And he's just so little. He's so little. Oh, that's too bad. It really is a nice night, and it's close. You don't have to worry. I mean, the traffic is barely, I think my town has we have under 10,000 people that live in this whole town. And that's way out, but, my thing's scooching. My Temu headband is betraying me. Yay! Well, so that's what I'm trying to figure out. So maybe I'll do it tonight before I go to bed. It's 2:00 in the morning, but I will sign up an account And then so that way I can at least find you guys. Like I said, I don't have an issue with it as long as, you know, everybody stays cool in there. Okay. Okay. I will do that. And like I said, I really don't foresee a problem. I mean, maybe I'm being naive. I mean, everybody that comes in here, whether you're watching in the bushes or you're in here talking, everybody's cool. I mean, I'm, you know, and I want you guys to be able to get to know me. Oh, awesome. Oh, that's so cute, Pearl's mom. That's so cute. Yeah, both my boys were little. Now, my 16, almost 17-year-old is like 5'10", wears size 12 and a half shoe. Like, where did you come from? I mean, I am at my tallest, I was 5 foot tall exactly. I think I'm like last time I was at the doctor, I'm like shrunk to like 4'11" now about. And I think that's because of my back and my neck issues, you know. But oh my gosh. Like, and his dad is only my oldest, his dad is only what is he, 5'8"? He's like 5'8", and then here we've got our big, tall, you know, handsome son. It's like, whoa, where did you come from? Where'd you get all that height? Well, and that's, you know, that's it. She's athletic and stuff like that. So she's like all muscle, you know, and see, that's what we thought about with my oldest. He was real like short and skinny, and then it was like boom, all of a sudden, like probably sophomore year, that summer, he just shot up, and he is still growing. I mean, it's like where the doctor said that a lot of times boys don't quit growing and that they can keep on growing until like age 25. I did not know that. I thought, you know, 18, 19 like us. I mean, I pretty much got my full height by 7th grade. So that was it. That was all she wrote, you know, for me. But on that note, I will work on that. I'll get that signed up, and then I will, I don't know how much later you're going to be up, Truth. I will message you. Excuse me. And if you're, you know, don't worry about it. Get at me tomorrow if you need to. 5'4". Yeah, see, you're taller than me. All right, I will do that. And then, so you guys, I'm gonna be cutsy something on there, you know. So, oh, I know mine. I was gonna show. I never sent you a picture. See, mine. They're all grown out. That one's worn down over there because I use this as a tool. I got a burn right there from the battery acid from the dollar store candles. I'm a mess. Skull ring, because I love jewelry that doesn't look, that you can't tell what it is unless you're all up in my business. Yeah, they do. Oh yeah, I hate that feeling. Yeah, when I do that, I either have to buff them and start over the next day, or I have to do them right then. So thank you. This is, what is it called? Oh, well, this is creative. It's called Grape to See You. and it's by ASP. I really like this polish. Get this at Sally's. Now this is not necessarily, now this one's pretty close, but I found with a lot of these, they aren't necessarily actually completely true to color. So if like this one, it's called Brooding in Burgundy, and I love that color that it is right there, but when I put it on, it ends up being like, I think of burgundy as being more of a cool color, and it's more of a warmer, like a dark red, or it turns into kind of a rust color, and I don't like that. It doesn't look good on my skin tone. But I love, so what I actually do is I take this, because I take this, which is the dark burgundy that I like, and then I take this one and I paint it over top. So it mix it. I do a lot of color mixing. Thank you. Yeah, I love this ASP. And I have not tried their base coat and top coat because I love this top coat. It's backwards, I know. It's the finger paints, gel polish clear. Oh, I love this stuff. It gives, and like I said, always remember the 10-second hang 10. I do one finger at a time. I paint my top coat on, I hang it upside down for 10 seconds, and then I cure it. And your nails are like perfect every time. Oh, Truth, it is so good. In fact, I would not mind starting over and binging that series again from the beginning. It is that good. It really is. And there's a lot of stuff out there about Skinwalker Ranch other than just that, the docuseries. Like, just the history of it is really, really interesting. I have heard that about the Madalones. I'm trying to think of the other one. There was something else there was another brand that somebody told me to try too. See, that's what I like doing. I like getting those sets because I end up finding colors that I didn't even know that I like, and I wouldn't normally buy them, in an individual bottle for like $15, but you can get some really good deals on. Now I know that it came up as one of the products. It was the, which I haven't thrown it out yet. I need to throw it out. This is that bubble stuff, that the gel polish remover. Candy Lover was another brand that was on there as far as the remover to not use. Any of those, not good. But I really do like, and I got this set off of Amazon. It's Candy Lover, and it's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 7. It's 21 colors, and then you get your base coat and both matte and glossy top coats. And it's got a couple in there that are like little glitter and sparkle ones too. And that one, I really like that one. It's got really good staying power on it. And now I have to say, with this ASP, it is not chipped. It is not like, and I'm constantly using my nails to do, especially if I'm doing nails or whatever. My nails are my tools. So I really do recommend this polish. I like it. And I think they have, if you're into dip, I believe, and Pearl's mom, you might know this too. I believe they have a really nice dip series too. I've never tried the dip. I was always just a pure acrylic, like, brush and monomer acrylic girl. But yeah, so yes. And like I said, I'm going to be working on our scrubs. I'm so excited. I still can't find the Love Spill oil. I thought I found it. I was all excited. I ran out to Hobby Lobby at the crack of dawn the other day to go get it. And I got it home, opened it up, and it says Love Spell like oil on it. And I opened it up and it smells like baby powder and garbage. So that's going in the trash. So I'm still on the hunt for Love Spell because I know a lot of us, that's one of our favorites. So I will, before the summer's over, I'm going to find that if I have to mix it myself. So, all right. Yeah, y'all, I will talk to you tomorrow. I'm going to, and I don't know, I might do an early and a live stream, or a late stream, or I might just do a late one. It just depends on what's going on tomorrow. So yeah, everybody have a great night. Sleep well. I hope you had a great week. And if you didn't, take a deep breath and just try and get your relaxation this weekend if you're able. So, all right. I enjoyed it too. I enjoy you guys. I seriously appreciate you so much. And please, again, if you were just coming in or if you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up for me. Hit the subscribe button for me, and hit the notification bell. That way you know when we're live, so you guys can come in and hang out with all of us and talk. And I'm going to get that Discord figured out. I will be messaging Truth tonight, and that'll all be figured out tomorrow too. So, and again, if you haven't, go check out my poll on my community tab about the lip scrub flavors. So put your 2 cents in. Even if you're not going to buy one, just let me know what you think as a consumer in general. So, all right, you guys, thank you again for being the bestiest ever. So have a good night, y'all. Peace, love, and claws. Good night.